In human history, there are moments so pivotal, so fraught with potential destruction, that they remain etched in our collective memory. This is the story of when a man made a decision that saved the world. September 26, 1983, is one such night and night when the world teetered on the brink of nuclear apocalypse, and the fate of billions rested on the shoulders of a single man, Stanislav Petrov. To truly understand the magnitude of Petrov's story, we must first journey back to the early 1980s, a time when the Cold War had reached its most intense and terrifying phase. The United States and the Soviet Union were locked in a deadly chess game of nuclear deterrence, each nation possessing an arsenal capable of destroying the planet many times over. The geopolitical landscape was a powder keg of tension, mistrust, and paranoia. Ronald Reagan had recently taken office in the United States, bringing with him a dramatically confrontational stance towards the Soviet Union. He famously dubbed the USSR an evil empire and dramatically increased military spending. On the Soviet side, the aging and ailing leadership, led by Yuri Andropov, was equally suspicious. Andropov, a former KGB chief, was convinced that the United States was planning a first-strike nuclear attack against the Soviet Union. The military technology of the time was both sophisticated and terrifyingly imprecise. Satellite warning systems, computer networks, and nuclear detection technologies were still in their relative infancy. Each side had developed complex algorithms and automated systems designed to detect and respond to a potential nuclear attack within minutes. The margin for error was microscopically thin, and human judgment was increasingly being replaced by cold, calculating computer systems. Enter Stanislav Petrov, a 44-year-old lieutenant colonel in the Soviet Air Defense Forces. Unlike the stereotypical image of a hardened Soviet military officer, Petrov was a thoughtful, analytical man who approached his responsibilities with a blend of technical precision and critical reasoning. On the night of September 26, he was working as the duty officer at Serpukhov 15, a secret bunker near Moscow that served as a critical command center for the Soviet early warning satellite system. The bunker was a marvel of Soviet military technology, a complex network of computers, screens, and communication systems designed to detect any potential nuclear missile launch from the United States. Petrov's job was straightforward yet immensely consequential: monitor the systems and report any detected missile launches immediately. At precisely 12:40 a.m. on that fateful September night, the world would change forever. The alarm systems suddenly erupted in a cacophony of warnings. The main computer screen flashed with an urgent message: a nuclear missile had been detected, launched from the United States and heading towards the Soviet Union. In most scenarios, this would have triggered an immediate and full retaliatory response. Soviet military doctrine was unambiguous: any detected missile launch was to be considered a genuine threat, and a proportional nuclear response was mandated. Every second would count in such a scenario, with military protocols demanding instant action. But something felt wrong to Petrov. His years of training and inherent analytical nature kicked in. The detection system was new: an advanced satellite network called OCO, which had been recently deployed to provide early warning of American missile launches. While technologically impressive, the system was still untested and potentially prone to errors. Moments after the first detection, the system reported another missile launch. Then another, and another. Within minutes, the computer was displaying 5 separate missile launches originating from the United States, all seemingly targeted at Soviet territory. The psychological pressure was unimaginable. Petrov knew that if these launches were genuine, every moment of hesitation could mean the difference between Soviet survival and total annihilation. The standard protocol was crystal clear: confirm the launches and recommend an immediate full-scale nuclear counterattack. But Petrov noticed critical inconsistencies. A genuine nuclear first strike, based on all military intelligence and strategic planning, would involve hundreds, if not thousands, of missiles launched simultaneously. This pattern of just 5 missiles didn't align with any known American first strike strategy. Moreover, the detection technology was using an innovative but unproven method of identification. The satellites were supposed to detect missile launches by measuring the intense heat signatures of rocket engines against the darkness of space. But Petrov wondered, could there be another explanation for these readings? His intuition, combined with his technical understanding, suggested a potential technical malfunction. The satellite might be misinterpreting some environmental condition, perhaps the reflection of sunlight on high-altitude clouds, or some other atmospheric phenomenon as missile launches. In those few critical minutes, Petrov made a decision that would alter the course of human history. Against all established protocols, against the urgent warnings of the computer system, and potentially risking his entire military career, he chose to report the missile detection as a false alarm. The tension in the command center was unbearable. Other officers looked at him with a mixture of confusion and potential accusation. To deliberately ignore what appeared to be a clear and present nuclear threat was tantamount to treason in the Soviet military culture of 1983. But Petrov remained calm. His years of technical training, his analytical mindset, and his inherent sense of rational judgment prevented him from making a catastrophic mistake. He trusted his intuition over the machine's calculations. As the minutes ticked by, no missiles materialized. No explosions, no destruction. The world continued to exist, unaware of how close it had come to total nuclear war. Later investigations would confirm Petrov's judgment. The satellite system had indeed experienced a technical glitch. Sunlight reflecting off high-altitude clouds had been misinterpreted by the system as the heat signatures of missile launches. A simple technological error could have triggered a global nuclear holocaust. The Soviet military was not pleased. Instead of being celebrated as a hero, Petrov was initially reprimanded for not following strict military protocols. He was reassigned to a less sensitive position and gradually pushed towards early retirement. The incident was kept secret for many years, buried in the complex bureaucracy of the Soviet military-industrial complex. It wasn't until the late 1990s, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, that Petrov's story began to emerge. Western journalists and historians started piecing together the incredible narrative of the night he potentially saved billions of lives. In subsequent years, Petrov received several international humanitarian awards. The Association of World Citizens honored him, recognizing his crucial role in preventing a potential nuclear catastrophe. Yet, he remained humble, often stating that he was simply doing his job and making the most rational decision possible. Stanislav Petrov passed away on May 19, 2017, at the age of 77, largely unknown to the general public. But his legacy is immeasurable. In an age increasingly dominated by technological systems and algorithmic decision-making, his story serves as a powerful reminder of the irreplaceable value of human judgment, critical thinking, and the ability to question automated systems. His actions that night in 1983 were not just a military decision, but a profoundly human moment. In the face of potential global destruction, one man's rationality, intuition, and calm under extreme pressure prevented a catastrophe that could have ended human civilization. The story of Stanislav Petrov is more than a historical footnote. It is a testament to the power of individual choice, the importance of questioning technological infallibility, and the potential for human reason to triumph over systemic complexity. In a world often driven by fear, automation, and instantaneous reactions, Stanislav Petrov reminds us that sometimes the most courageous act is to pause, think, and make a decision based on reason rather than panic. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Also, tell me what you would like to see in future videos. See you next time.